Have you ever watched sports and thought, what is there a way to make it more interesting? Sports betting is a way for you to do this. I know a lot about sports betting because personally this year I've been researching it since August. I've conducted different surveys, wrote a paper, and even made a presentation about this topic. You guys should be interested in this because legalizing sports betting can become a great source of revenue for all states. It can also become something you can do in your free time for better entertainment. Currently in America, whether or not sports betting legal has been left solely up to the states since 2018. Currently, there are 27 states that have sports betting completely legalized across the entire state, and a couple of states, like North Dakota for example, that have only legalized it in reservations, and then the rest of the states have no gambling at all allowed. I'm going to try to persuade you to support the legalization nationwide because states that have had an increase in revenue that have had it legalized, sports betting is rapidly gaining popularity, and it can also help stop illegal gambling. Sports betting should be made legal in all states because people should be able to decide if they want to participate or not. People who don't want to participate in it wouldn't be affected if it was made legal, and so everyone should support the legalization. Revenue from the sports betting goes to the state. According to an article, states are scoring millions in tax revenue from sports betting by Elizabeth Degnow. It says that 27 states have officially legalized sports betting in their state. The article says that the revenue brought in was $1.5 billion combined throughout all these states. Each state has a tax percentage they receive from revenue that the state brings in. This is decided in state legislature when they decide whether or not to legalize sports betting. Some states, like New York for example, have the tax percentage as high as 51% of the revenue goes back to the states. And a lot of states are closer to around 10% go back to the state. No matter the tax percentages, these states are bringing in $1 million for their state. This money can be used for many different things. One big thing can be used for is to help stop addiction to gambling. A big reason why people don't want it to be legalized is because it has a rise in addiction for gambling. But with this money that the states bring in, they can put that money back towards addiction centers to help these people addicted to gambling and help them break their addiction. Sports betting should also be legalized in all states because it's rapidly gaining popularity. According to the article, UI Students Mental Health Professionals Weigh In on Sports Betting by Sam Cubb, the percentage of adult Americans who regularly bet on sports has risen from 5% to 12% in the last year alone. This shows that in the last year, there's a lot of people who have become more interested and want to participate in sports gambling, but many may not be able to because of the state that they live in. According to the same source, in 2022, $3.1 billion was placed on sports bets in March Madness alone. March Madness is a basketball postseason tournament for NCAA Division I. It is about 3 weeks and $3.1 billion spent in those 3 weeks alone. According to the article mentioned earlier in this paper by Elizabeth Degnow, about 50.4 million American adults bet on the Super Bowl alone from this year. This is roughly 20% of the adult population. Even if people who don't want to regularly place bets, it is clear there is a growing interest in sports betting. People enjoy placing bets on occasions for stuff like March Madness, Super Bowl, and other major sporting events. People placing bets don't have any effects on anyone but themselves, so everyone should be able to support this legalization so people can make the free decision for themselves. Legalizing sports betting would also help get rid of illegal betting transactions. According to an article, Supreme Court ruling on Supreme Court ruling on sports betting by Adam Liptak and Kevin Draper, in states that have legalized sports betting, illegal gambling percentages have gone way down. What people would do previously is they make unofficial bets to other people illegally. This was a serious issue that the country had no way of tracking because it was all done under the table with no legal records done. If all states legalized sports betting, it would get rid of the need for the illegal betting industry. The way leagues and other agencies would be able to track sports betting and how much is actually being spent. This would also be able to help stop any corruption that would possibly happen due to betting on games. This is a serious issue that people brought up when legalizing betting, but little they know that when betting is legalized in states, has been proven that it is easier to track if there's corruption going on in the games or not. Sports betting has been legalized in 27 states. In these states, the revenue has been increased, and there has been plenty of other things they have been able to spend this money on to help. For example, like addiction and other kinds of stuff in their state. People should support making it legal in states because it is a growing popular thing that people like to enjoy, and it has no effect on anyone but themselves. My main heads for this speech were that it should be legalized nationwide because states have an increase in revenue since it's been legalized. Sports betting is rapidly gaining popularity, and it can help stop illegal gambling. Thank you.